Hi, I'm Nolan Pratt of Shelley Automation, Cognex ID and Vision Sensor Product Manager. Cognex is a world leader in machine vision with over 35 years of experience and over 1 million systems deployed and a worldwide presence. Today we're going to be talking about the Insight 2000, which is their latest release. This is an entry-level product for the Insight family and uses the same software, Insight Explorer, as their most powerful vision systems. What I'm going to show you today is how powerful this system is, but also how easy it is to use. And I'm going to share with you a lab kit that allows you to get the top-end Insight 2000 reader along with all the accessories that you need in order to test your applications within your own lab. So why the Insight 2000? What's special about it? Well, first of all, it has Cognex Pathfind, which is a very powerful tool for actually locating your inspection. And on top of that, it uses the very same tools that the most expensive Insight systems use. Tools such as contrast, brightness, pixel count, and a pattern match tool. The other thing that's very important is its modularity. To start with, it's field configurable in either a 90 or straight. Now this looks familiar to this, the only difference being the lighting. This is actually our ID product. And this is a field that we are very strong in as well. So if you have applications for reading ID in your factory, let's talk about that as well. Now I mentioned different lighting. You'll notice that we have an imager here with a very large area. It gives us very bright light and also a very fine setting for focus. Now within this unit actually took 2 years to develop and is vibration proof, but it also allows us to change our lighting in the field so that we can acquire the best contrast. It gives us options such as polarizers in order to get rid of unwanted glare. And it gives us 6 different lenses that we can use. If you have an imager that only has one lens, then your field of view is determined strictly by the distance that you mount your camera. However, in our system, we have 6 different lenses that we can use. So what happens is you're able to mount your lens pretty much or your camera wherever you want, but by using different lenses, you can still control the field of view that you want. Because if your field of view it becomes bigger, then you're just throwing away resolution. And that brings me to my next point, is that this camera has 4 times the resolution of many of its competitors that compete in the same price point. So more resolution, more pixels is better. And of course, what I'm going to demonstrate today is the absolute ease of use of this. The Insight Explorer Easy Builder tool that we use steps you through how to set it up in order to get a very easy and reliable and repeatable setup for your inspection. And I want you to know that this product, both the pre-sale and post-sale, is very well supported both by Cognex engineers, sales and application engineers, as well as the support that you'll get inside our lab for Shelley and the outside support from the salesman. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the demo. And what I'm going to do is just walk you through the Insight Explorer tool. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to get connected. So we're going to find our reader in the tree, or we're going to set it up and get connected. And then the next thing that we're going to want to do is set up that image. So if we put the repeating trigger, we can set our inspection in the middle to get the best contrast. And the first thing we're going to do is take advantage of the focus. And I'm going to use the optical zoom in order to get a better look at it. And this is a true zoom. Your resolution stays the same if you choose this tool, 640 by 480. So now I've got a very nice crisp image. And let's set up the brightness. We can use the compute tool. That actually looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. The next thing we do is we can locate our part. So we're going to use the Pathfind tool. Again, I'll just turn on the repeating trigger. I actually want to turn off magnification. So locating the part, we can use a pattern tool to do that. And let's just go ahead and add that. The green box is the area that it can be found within. And the fuchsia box actually shows us the pattern that we're looking for. So if we click OK and add that, we have a few options that we can set up. We can set up the rotation. If it's fixed, we need very little rotation. If it can be anywhere, any orientation, we might want to turn that up to 180 left, 180 right to give us a full 360. We can rename this tool if that makes it easier as we move through various tools. So let's just test this tool quickly before we move on. As we rotate it and move it around in the field of view, it seems very stable. So we're ready to move to our next step. Let's perform an inspection. So we see 2 stacks of poker chips. 2 is better than 1, so this is what we want to inspect and make sure that they're there. We can use a pixel count tool for that. This tool will be fixtured by default to the pattern finding tool, or we could unfixture it, but in this case we'll leave it fixtured. So once we position it, we click OK, and again you'll see some options to set up, but it's not overwhelming. We can either invert the logic so that that's a good part actually is shown as a fail, or vice versa, however you want to inspect it. We can set up the grayscale threshold, but let's just work with what the system is giving us and then test this part and see whether we like that inspection. So as we rotate it, we see it's tracking the stack of chips. On the other side, we only have 1 stack of chips, and we see that fail. Let's add another inspection. I would like to add a pattern tool in order to find the horseshoe. And again, this inspection area can actually come down quite small because by default it is fixtured to the pattern tool as well. So let's click OK. We don't need to increase the rotation because we're using the rotation of the pattern tool. We can do a small inspection and we see them both tracking. Flip it over and they both fail. As we're done our inspection, again, we can see we work logically through the setup tool. We have inputs, outputs, communication. Are we communicating to a Allen Bradley PLC? All of that is very easily done within the Cognex platform. And then we can essentially run our job and start our inspection. So what we've covered today is the powerful tools that Insight 2000 has. It has PatFind and many very common tools used in our most powerful systems. It also has great modularity for both mechanical setup and also for image acquisition, which really puts it head and shoulders above the competition. It has 4 times the resolution of competition in the same segment, and trust me, more resolution is something that you want for those repeatable, reliable inspections. You saw that it's very easy to use, and you have great support between Cognex and between Shelley, both before you purchase and after you purchase. So please keep in mind this offer that we have is for a lab kit, and it includes our best reader with additional inspection tools from what you've seen here. It also includes all the lights, all the lenses, filters, the polarizer, everything you need to use in your lab to test out your applications, and you can even use it as a training tool for higher level vision inspections to see how your parts will react with different lights and different filters. So it's a fantastic offer. It's limited. The approximate price of this is a little over $1,000, probably a $4,000 value if you're to add everything together, and will not last long. And please feel free to take advantage of it. And if you have any other questions on either the Insight 2000 or on our ID products, please contact me after the demo. Thank you very much.